Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage. If you've already subscribed to our channel, great and thank you. If you haven't, please do, and when you do, be sure you tap on the little button for the notification bell so you'll be notified every time we put up a new video. Well, I must say I'm real happy to be out in the garage. I've been real busy lately playing with things that I don't even want to play with, but I'm doing all the things necessary to get by, and I was looking at my Panhead sitting in the corner, and I said, I really want to ride the Panhead. This is Babydoll. I love this bike. And she's just so much fun to ride. She's got a tank shift and a foot clutch and a real vroom motor. I mean, she flies. She's a lot of fun. Mike likes to ride behind me because he says I'm laughing out loud and he can hear me while he's riding behind me.
That's the knuckle.
Oh, okay, well, but
you giggle on this one.
Yeah, I really do. I really enjoy this motorcycle, and I've had it for over 30 years. But what's happening is there was so much oil under it, and I couldn't see where it was coming from. And I says, well, I'll start at the primary, have a look-see, and see what I can find. And you know, I pulled the primary cover off because I didn't want to waste the time on a video. Anybody knows how to pull the primary cover off. So I took the cover off and I'm looking at this thing and it's just pretty nice and clean in there. But as long as I'm this far in, I want to look at the motor seal, the seal behind the motor shaft here. So I'm going to pull the primary. We're going to have a good look at it, make sure that everything is happy in there. So probably in this video, what we're going to do is just get this apart. Getting this apart will be fine. The other thing is it's quite possible that all the oil is coming from behind the generator. So that could be what it is, quite possibly. But we're going to take this thing apart anyway. So let's get started. Like I said, the primary cover is off. And now, let's see. I want to get set up to take everything apart here, and
that's just me.
that was a lamp. Okay, here now, just got it, Mike?
Yep.
Okay.
Can you tighten that up for me, please?
Sure.
Thanks.
That should do it.
There.
If you'd asked the last time, you wouldn't have made all that noise. Oh, that was good, huh? Okay, now let's see. So let's get into the basics here. These are things that we've shown on videos before. We've even replaced this belt on a video before. But you know what? It's been a while since we've been in here, and it's been a while since I've shown this. And I have found that if I show something and then much later show it again, I may show up more details or may get a little easier for everyone to see it. So I don't worry about, having done the same thing 2 or 3 times. So I took the clutch rod off. This is the rod that goes from this arm all the way up to this pedal. And it hooks on right there. Okay, so now, and you'll notice everything I'm showing is soaked with oil. I thought about washing it all off real good before I took it apart, but then it was like destroying the evidence. I wouldn't know exactly. I want to see where things are coming from. So we're going to do that. So anyway, let's get the adjuster here. We're going to pull this releasing disc off. This is called the releasing disc. And when I say this is called, it's basically what Harley has named it. This is the releasing disc. This is the pressure plate. You know, I don't know that I would have called them exactly that, but I don't really think they care what I would have called them. It's okay. But when you're ordering parts, it makes quite a difference. So you want to use the proper names when you do that. So I'm taking this adjusting screw out of the middle here, backing it up some. So let's see, I looked for my washers that I use for this job, and I didn't find everything I wanted, but, oh, I think that'll work fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a shovel head spring retainer, valve spring retainer.
That's the one you always use.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the holes aren't always exactly the size. So I'll lay it in here on one and it'll work, and I'll lay it in here on another and it won't, and, you know, it's irritating. Anyway, so we'll tighten it up, and once we tighten it up, then we can take the adjusting nuts off. Now, I forgot to show this. Before I change this and lose the adjustment, I set this like that. Those are technical terms. I set this like that. Okay, the reason I do that is because this clutch was working perfectly. As long as this clutch is working perfectly, when I put it back together, I want it to be the same adjustment that I had before I took it apart. So by doing that, it's just like recording it. You have it right there. That's the adjustment. There is one in the book. The book calls out 1 inch, but you know, you're not always using the same brand of clutch discs in it. There's so many variables.
How about counting halves or flats when you loosen them up?
Oh, heck no.
No? Okay.
No. Not even. And the reason for that is these aren't all three going to be the same.
Thank you.
Because you're going to walk around it when you set it up again, when you put it back together, you're going to walk around it with this and keep measuring it and measuring it all the way around.
Thanks for telling me, because that's the way
Well, there's another thing in there too. The book calls out, and again, the book's measurement may be right for you and it may not, but it's a good place to start. Now, basically, what the book calls out is 1 inch, which would be 1 inch from this edge to this flat area here. 1 inch on the early ones. And then the later ones, they'll be 1 1/32. So, you know, doing this with a book open is a good idea. Okay, so I got those nuts off of there. And the reason we do that with this piece in the middle here is so that we don't have to reset all these springs in here. They're still there. Whoa. Isn't that funny?
There it goes.
No, it's not.
No?
Nope.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on here. Well, I don't think I've ever had this happen. Isn't that something? That's something. Now there it comes, but I don't know why it's stuck. And I'm not really bending anything in here. I'm just kind of carefully picking it apart.
There it is. It's now.
Yeah, but it really...
Not there. Now we're even.
Yeah.
Dirt?
No.
Okay.
No. Where would dirt come from in there?
I meant,
Here we go. I'm looking at it, and these holes here are just like a little battered, I guess, which is not too hard to go over before I put it back together again. But we're going to take the clutch out, and here's all the steels and the fibers. Okay, and this steel, which I've shown before on the channel, what this is a steel I use in the bottom so that I don't have the fiber chewing up the inside of my clutch basket, which is a belt drive, and it's aluminum, and it just galls the whole thing. So I take a steel, I take one of these steels and I round the edges of it so it sits all the way deep in there. Well, I can actually show it. Let me show the one that I've done. Okay. This is the same as the other steels. It has no buffers on it, and I took them off. And what I do is I grind this here so that this thing sits deep in here, sits all the way against that nice and flat. By having the edge rounded, it just fits right in here all the way. And
Pretty neat.
yeah, it works very well that way. It's, you know, it's getting a little creative with it maybe, but you know, that's kind of what hot rodding's all about. You know, can I have what I want and make it all work? Can I use these neat old Barnett aluminum plates in here and make it all come out the right size pack? Well, I could just order a whole new package and put it in and go sailing off going, this is cool. Or I could have exactly what I want in there. And I'm kind of spoiled that way. I want what I want, and oh well. So actually, this all does need cleaning. I did have a flashlight out here. This is pretty dirty and raunchy. So I'm actually overdue to clean all this out anyway.
So maybe that fibers were.
No.
No?
No, it is what it is here. These are battered.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, see?
Yep. Okay.
Now, I don't know if that's an aftermarket collar there. Collar. I should call it what Harley called it, a pressure plate. But see, I can run a drill bit through those and clean them up. And it'll take a minute when I'm putting it back together. And that's kind of the way we do this stuff, this old stuff. It's like, well, we could put all new everything in it. I find that on this old stuff, you got to kind of kiss everything a little bit anyway. Everything, you basically, a Harley mechanic in the old days, everything was feel. You know, it's like when you hone a surface of some sort and you put two parts together, how do they feel? Not how do they measure, how do they feel?
Is that what they call hand fitting?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You bet. Okay, now this is an old ramjet retainer in here. And what this little retainer does is when you put it in there, it keeps the basket from wobbling when you disengage the clutch.
Nice.
And there are 3 depth settings that you can do, A, B, and C. And an old buddy of mine, Roger Ramjet, he designed this, and I actually met him when he was showing it off in the shops. He would go from shop to shop and say, hey, this is this thing I invented. You know, are you going to want to buy them, or do you like them, or, you know. And this was his first product like that. And we met each other in a shop in North Long Beach, California. And that was in, I want to say 1981 maybe, somewhere in there. And we became really good friends, and we were really good friends right up to his rather untimely death. But Roger invented a lot of neat stuff that did some really very cool things.
Can you still get those somewhere?
Yes. I don't think they're made by Roger anymore, but I think Drag Specialties and the other companies carry them under different names. But I'm taking this one off right now. If I can get my snap ring pliers on it.
I can do a flashlight.
You can?
Yeah.
That'd be great. You see, the only thing I never liked about these is what I'm going through right now. They're really hard to get the snap rings off of. Yeah, shine it in there. I can't see in there, but okay. There we go. They're kind of difficult to get out, but there we go. Okay. There's one.
Can you adjust this flashlight to a small, tighter ball?
Like that?
Yeah, that'll help.
Well, I'm not sure it's going to help.
It will.
It's what I need to see that's going to help. Come on now. You're going to see me do this 3 times.
Here.
I lost it. I had it. Let's see if I can get it without snap-ring pliers.
See if I can get a better position.
Yeah, that light is driving me crazy at this point. Yeah, that's good. Much better. Okay. And there are guys out there that are going, God, I could do that so much better than he could. There we go. You walk around it. Once you get around it, there we go.
Okay.
You like that? Was that good? That wearing you out?
Hand cramp.
Huh?
Hand cramp.
Oh, goody. Don't even suggest it. Okay, another thing you can do, although after they've been heated a lot of times, you can't. Yeah, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Well, you pry it away a little bit. Now, see the letter in here. Can you see the letter? Okay. Is that a B?
That's a
I believe. No, it's not a 2.
That's
It's a B.
Okay, it is a B.
Thank you. Okay, they're A, B, and C positions.
Okay.
And they're different depths, because what happens is when you set it the proper depth, then this thing stays nice and, I don't want to say rigid because it's spinning, but basically it does. It stays in
And
alignment.
it's that noise that most of them
No, it has nothing to do with the noise. It has to do with the basket wobbling. The noise is when you don't have these buffers on the steels.
Oh, okay.
If you don't have the buffers on the steels, and these are the buffers,
Things right there.
these right here,
Yeah.
those are the buffers. Can you see them?
Yeah.
Okay. So the buffers are what makes them nice and quiet. And they really are nice. And a lot of the aftermarket suppliers will sell you brand new steel plates without those buffers on them.
Wow.
And it's just, well, you know, they're just noisy. And I don't like them when they're noisy. And once we get this third one out, it'll speed things up a bunch. I mean a bunch. But, there we go, again. No, it's not. Okay, I'm going to attack it. You ready? That one goes in there. That one goes in there. Wherever Roger is, I hope he hears me getting irritated with him for doing that.
He's probably laughing his ass off.
No, we don't say that.
Oops, he's laughing. He's laughing.
Roger could laugh. Roger was a great guy.
Let's see.
Roger did a lot of work with drug rehab and stuff. I mean, he helped a lot of people on their way to a better life.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was a great, great guy. And
Speaking of drug rehab,
okay, there we go. There is 3 of them. All 3 of them off now, okay? Putting them on is easy, but getting all 3 of them off is really something. Thank you very much. That was excellent, Mike. Okay, so I'm going to put these right here. And I'm going to put these things out of the way. And look at that. Now I have a place to put this thing. I don't think I need this light anymore. What I'm going to do is do that and take that off. Okay, now that's the B position, remember? Mm-hmm. Don't forget, you got to remind me.
B is in Babydoll?
B is in Babydoll. That's good. I like that. I hope everybody realizes that this motorcycle is Babydoll. And the reason this motorcycle is Babydoll is because Babydoll has the sweetest attitude of any machine that I've had probably in my adult life.
She definitely has character.
Oh, she is she runs down the road with a sweetness that nothing else that I've ever owned has. And she's named after, because my mother, let's get here. My mother learned to drive when I was a little kid. I mean, I was a real little kid, and my dad was teaching my mother to drive. And so when my mother learned to drive, then she started driving the family car. Well, we only had one car. So my dad had to get something else to drive to work. So we got a 32 Plymouth Coupe. A little 32 Plymouth Coupe. And it was about the cutest little thing anyone ever saw. And she looked kind of shabby. So he painted her red with a brush. Well, in those days, spray cans hadn't even been invented yet. So she got painted red with a brush. And anyway, we loved Babydoll. She was just the sweetest little thing. And this motorcycle, honestly, the kind of attitude that she has, she reminds me of Babydoll, the Plymouth Coupe. Anyway, I don't know if everybody liked that or not. Let's get back to work here. And somebody's going to write in and say, you know, Mike, we really were interested in doing what you were doing, not in Babydoll. Anyway, so we're going to take the clutch hub off just so we can look in and see what things look like. There's really no reason to take it off. It even looks nice and clean. But we're going to take this clutch hub off, and then we're going to take the motor pulley off too. So this is a left-hand thread, so to loosen it, we will turn it to the right. And it's going to make a lot of noise, so everybody ready? That worked pretty good.
I'm just glad you had enough air pressure.
Why? That's
We've turned it off long ago.
yeah, that's not bad. Okay, and then we're going to take this one off, and then we'll turn the compressor off. Oh, it is off, isn't it? Okay, so it's not going to turn on. Okay, now, this pulley, the nut goes on with a normal right-hand thread. So we're going to reverse it and take it off. Don't be. Don't be afraid of anything. Okay? Okay. So now we have that off. Okay, now we can take the belt off. And I can see, let's see, can I put this here? Yeah. Okay, I can see a lot of oil there. I'm going to get this out of my way. I'm done with it for now. No, I'm not done with it, actually. So, let's see. Let's put this away. Everybody's going to want a set of these. These are wonderful. These are reversible snap ring pliers. Now it spreads, and now it squeezes. Did you show it? Could you see that? That's squeezing, and that's spreading. And I think they're pretty wonderful. This particular set is from Snap-on. I'm sure Mac and everyone else, Matco, and probably everyone else makes them now, but I've had this set a long time, and they've really served me well. Yeah, I'm looking at all this oil, and I don't know if that's coming around from the generator, because I can see oil going in right through here. Can you see that, Mike?
Yeah, I think so.
Should I light it up a little bit, maybe?
Please. Yeah.
See? That's oil coming from around the front of the motor.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it came in from there or, again, I'm this far in. I'm going to take a look. So, that being said, I need to get some bolts to, let's see, are these the right size? Well, if they're long enough, they're the right size. Yep. We'll see. All right.
What's this one down here?
What are you referring? That's the puller for the clutch hub.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the puller for the motor pulley. And, you know, to be kind, I'm going to get a gob of grease and put it on there. I'll be right back. I don't know what I knocked over, but, oh, I can see now. Let's see here. Let me pick up the whole place. All right. Clean up after myself. Okay, now. What I did is I put some grease on the end of this. I don't like to tear things up. And we can put this puller here. This is a universal puller. Okay, these bolts are not long enough. Let's see, 5/16. 5/16. That's not right. Okay. I think these here will do it. I think. Okay. So we'll get this off of here. I think. There we go. That's much better. These are 5/16 18 bolts. And when you get these universal pullers, you just start building up your set of bolts in them. And you just keep, I mean, you can see how many different things I use this puller for. It's really,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, see, this puller actually is a, well, it's like I said, it's a universal puller, but you tend to use them for everything, and everything on this means it's basically what we used to call a steering wheel puller.
Ah, okay.
But you can see that this thing works with every different. Some days, you know. Thank you. Now, as I recall, that thing is about 3/4. All right. So, without any further ado, if there's enough air left in the compressor here, we'll be able to take this off. Okay, now we're going to go forward with it. In other words, we're going to tighten this, which will pull the pulley right off. Like that.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
Now what I wanted to do was look at this. Okay, now, again, do we have a flashlight here somewhere? Yes, thank you.
Oh boy.
I don't know if that's all from that seal or not, but I'm putting a new seal in there.
Yeah. Look. It's wet near the bottom.
Well, near the bottom, that's just gravity. So anywhere there's oil, it's going to fall to the bottom. Now, what you got is, did it come in here or here? I think it's been just coming all around it. I think everywhere there it's been leaking. You know? Well, this is nice and dry.
Sure is.
Yeah. So it's not like coming out under pressure. See, it makes me think it's still coming from that generator up front.
Yep.
Okay, but just because I am like I am, I'm going to take it out. Okay, now what I want to do is, before we finish up this video here, I want to pull this one out. Okay? Now, if you notice, there's 3 little marks on here. Okay? See these little marks? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's so that I use the right holes. So there's one there, and one there, and one there.
Okay. And those are the marks that you left.
Marks that I
a
left.
Harley tool?
Well, it's for a Harley.
You don't have a part number, huh?
Well, everybody carries them. All of the aftermarket suppliers carry them. It's made for every bolt pattern on all of the old Harleys, be it a 45 or a 74 or whatever it is. It's yeah. When I use those numbers, those are models, not years. Okay. Like this is a Harley 74, this Panhead. It is an FL. Okay, now we're going to do this, and then we can have a look inside, and then I have a couple of things I'd like to report, and then we'll finish up the video with that. But I must say, we got a good ways here this evening. We got this all apart. And I don't see anything, I don't see any expensive issues. That's the good news. There's nothing really insurmountable, nothing here that's stranger than any other old Harley stuff. And we'll just be able to do this. In our next video, we'll probably put those seals in. And I might pull the generator out just to be a little more efficient with the time. But if I pull the generator off, then we're going to have to put it on in the next video so everybody can see how the generator actually mounts. It doesn't just bolt in with a couple of bolts. There's more thought goes into it.
That'd be neat.
Okay, well, we'll do it. We'll do it. Okay, I'm just getting these nuts seated so that the puller goes nice and straight. That's why I'm going around and tightening them all the way. I really like this puller. I've had it for... I probably had this puller 35 years or more. Wait a minute. I think I've had it 36 years. I'm serious. Okay, now is this the right one for this? No, this is the right one. Now let's hope we got enough in the compressor to get this off. Okay, you ready? Mm-hmm.
Went the wrong way?
Yeah, I sure did.
Yay!
Oh, and I dropped the rollers out.
Oh boy.
I hate when I do that. But, see, that's the only thing wrong with that ramjet retainer, is it doesn't hold the rollers in place when you remove it. Because when that is in there, it holds this whole retainer to hold all those rollers. Well, I was going to wash them anyway, so I guess it's all right. Okay, so we'll take that off for now, and I'll finish cleaning it up tomorrow. I like to get things done when nobody's watching. It's like I don't think anyone needs to see me cleaning parts. So believe me, this will all get cleaned up. And I don't think there's any kind of a leak issue here. I think it's all coming from up front and this seal.
Yep.
Okay? So we will do all of that stuff. I will pick up a new seal for that or order one, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's see. What else did I want to say? Oh, yes. I mentioned this on our last video. Our friends up in Saskatoon, which is in Saskatchewan, Canada, they're having the Saskatoon Motorcycle Swap Meet on May 25th, 2024. And that's Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. That's at the Sutherland Curling Club at 141 Jessup Avenue at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that's all up there. It's a bike and car show with food and beverages. They're calling it their Rollin' Free Motorcycle Swap Meet. It's their third annual one. And here is their phone number so you can call them and say, that guy was talking so fast I have no idea what he was talking about. But you can text them at area code 306-291-4741. That's area code 306-291-4741. And these are people that we met at Born Free last year. They're a lot of fun, really nice couple. Anyway, let's see what else. By all means, have a look at our t-shirts. And there we are. There is Babydoll, whom we're working on right now. I think I'm wearing Babydoll, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Yes, I are. Okay, there's the knucklehead. And there's me, kind of a knucklehead. So, oh yes, and our baseball cap. So if you want to order a shirt, all you need to do is go to our website, which is pacificmike.com. In the upper right-hand corner of that website, it says Shirt Store. And you just click on that and you can order shirts or a baseball cap. Okay, so we got this thing all apart. In our next video, maybe we'll be able to put her back together again, and I'll have my little Panhead to ride again. And until then, we'll see you out on the road.